Salad. Terrific. Task 3. Now, before we do our next task, I want to explain to you what actually happens when you press the right arrow.
So this is overly wordy. If this is your first time through this lesson, please listen to all of the instructions to get an idea for what it's looking for and more knowledge of what you're doing. But I'm going to hit F1 twice to repeat the most relevant instructions.
Type the word salad. Put spaces after each letter, then left arrow to the beginning of the word, then right arrow to the end of the word.
All right, so now we're going to type salad again with spaces after each letter. So S,
space, A, space, L, space, A, space, D.
and then I'm going to go to the beginning of the word, so that means I'm going to the left until I hear S.
D, space, A, space, L, space, A, space, S.
And notice how it reads
Sierra.
the spaces to you as well, which is a very good thing. Now we're going to go to the right until we reach the end of the word. So salad ends with the letter D, so we're going to hear D, and then we're going to hit the right arrow again to hear blank, and that's where we're going to put our enter. So we're in front of S.
Space, A, space,
Again, I'm going to the right,
L, space, A, space, D, blank.
and then I'm going to put my enter.
Enter, SLD. That's just great. Task 4. Okay.
I hit Control key. I'm repeating instructions.
Type the word Alaska, but don't capitalize it. Then left arrow to move the typing cursor to the beginning, and then right arrow to move the typing cursor to the end. Then press numpad enter.
All right, so we're going to type Alaska.
A-L-A-S-K-A.
Move to the beginning of the word.
A-K-S-A-L-A.
Now to the end of the
Alpha.
word and hit enter.
L-A-S-K-A. Blank. Enter. Alaska. Super duper. Task 5. Okay. What?
I'm not going to tell you what I do. You get the idea now. Going forward, I'm hit Control to stop the speech, F1 twice to repeat instructions, and then I get to work.
Type the word Alaska. Put spaces after each letter. Then left arrow to move the typing cursor to the beginning. A, space, L, space, A, space, S, space, K, A.
Oops.
Backspace. A, space, A, space, S, space, A, space, L, space, A. Space, L, space, A, space, S, space, K, space, A, blank. Enter. L-S-K. Awesome. Task 6. Okay. Put a space between each of the letters that are printed on the screen. Then left arrow to the beginning and then right arrow to the end until you hear blank. Then press numpad enter.
So this lesson, this task, for example, has letters already printed on the screen. We're going to do the same thing we were doing for the word that we typed. We're going to go to the beginning, then go to the end and hit enter.
A, B, C, D, blank.
So this is just a series of letters, A, B, C, D.
Enter. A, B, C, D. Let's try that again. Put a space between each of the letters.
Now see, I didn't listen to the instructions that time. I have to put a space between each of these letters.
A, B,
So I hear
Bravo,
B, I'm going to hit space.
space, C,
I hear C, I'm going to hit space.
space, D,
I hear D, I hit space.
space, blank.
Now I go to the start of the word, the series, and then the end.
D, space, C, space, B, space, A, space, B, space, C, space, D, blank. Enter. A, B, C, D. There you go. Task 7. Now, this task is exactly the same as the last task where the first 4
Now this one is different because the last one we started at the beginning, but in this task our cursor is at the end.
D, C, B, A,
So I had to hit hit left to get to A, which is the start of the series, and now I'm going to go right to the end.
B, C, D, blank. Enter. A, B, C, D. Let's try that again. Left arrow.
And I didn't listen to the instructions again. Sometimes when you try to move a little too fast, that happens. I need to hit the spaces between these letters.
D, C, B, A.
So going right, every time I hear a letter, I'm going to hit space.
B, space, C, space, D, space, blank.
Now I'm going to go to the beginning of the series and then the end of the series and hit enter.
D, space, C, space, B, space, A, space, B, space, C, space, D, blank. Enter. A, B, C, D. There you go. Task 8. Now. press the right arrow to move the typing cursor in front of the second letter. Then press the left arrow to move the typing cursor in front of the first letter.
Now this is teaching you the long way, and what it's trying to explain is to how to know what letter you're on, and we can find more efficient ways of doing this after we complete the touch typing series. But here it's telling you to hit the right arrow to hear the next letter, then go back to the left to hear the first letter, and we'll do that.
B.
So B is the second letter.
A.
A is the first letter in the series. But if you want to know really what letter you're on right here, especially in typability, you just hit your left arrow and it will repeat the first letter that you're on.
A.
For example.
B, C, D, blank. Enter. A, B, C, D. Marvelous. Task 9.
Task 9. We're moving right along.
A word is printed on the screen. Use your left and right arrows to find out what the first letter is and type it at the end of the word. Then press numpad enter.
So this wants you to find the letter that's at the beginning of the word, and then you go to the end of the word, and before you hit enter, you put that first letter at the end of the word as well.
S, 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 A, L, A, D, blank.
So for example, this is S-A-L-A-D, which is salad, but we're going to make it a plural, put S on the end and make it salads.
S. Enter. Salads. Remarkable. Task 10. Okay, this task is a word is printed on the screen. Use your left and right arrows to find out what the first letter is and type it at the end of the word. Then press numpad enter.
Going to do the same thing.
A, L, A, S, K, blank. A. Enter. Alaska. Hot dog. Task 11. Alright. Press the up arrow to see what's printed on the line. Then use your left and right arrows to find out what the first letter of the word is and type it at the end of the word.
Alright, that's simple enough. Use your up arrow to read the word.
Leave.
This is leave. Let's see how it's spelled.
L, E, V, E, blank.
And we know that's supposed to be level.
L.
Then we can read it with the up or down arrow.
Level.
Then hit enter.
Enter. Level. Zippity-doo-dah. Task 12. Now here's something new. If you press the up arrow.
Now we're going to repeat the instructions.
Press the up arrow to see what's printed on the line. Then use your left and right arrows to find out what the first letter of the word is and type it at the end of the word. Then press the up arrow to hear what's printed on the line. Then press numpad enter.
We're going to do the same thing we did in the previous task. So up or down arrow to read it.
Alpha.
Alpha. So it sounds like it's supposed to be alfalfa, but we'll just check with our arrow keys.
A, L, F, A, L, F. Blank. A. Alfalfa. Enter. Alfalfa. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Task 13. Alright, this task is the same as the... Press the up arrow to see what's printed on the line. Then use your left and right arrows to find out what the first letter of the word is and type it at the end of the word. Then press the up arrow to hear what's printed on the line. Then press numpad enter.
Same exact situation.
Da. D. A. Blank.
Dad.
D. Dad. Enter. Dad. Well done. Okay, agrees. Here's the final task in this lesson.
Final task in this lesson. I bet you thought it would never end, right? Let's repeat the instructions.
Press the up arrow to see what's printed on the line. Then use your left and right arrows to find out what the first letter of the word is and type it at...
So it seems like the same instruction.
Squiggle.
Squiggle.
S. Q. U. I. G. G. L. E. Blank. S.
Squiggles.
Squiggles. Enter. Squiggles. Great. Just great. You finished the entire lesson. Great work, agrees. You did the lesson in 12 minutes and 35 seconds. And your accuracy was 88%. That's pretty good accuracy, agrees. But maybe you should...
So I did make some mistakes in this lesson. You don't want to be at 88%. You want to be at 90% or more before you move on to another lesson if you choose to do this one. Don't worry about the time right now, because when you start this, it's going to be really difficult to be efficient. So just worry about your accuracy on this, and I'll see you in the next video.
A page appears. Subscribe and follow us on Facebook, Anchor FM, and Twitter @VisionOptional.